Hey everyone, welcome back to the My Team series and to the Italian Grand Prix. So we had a pretty decent qualifying yesterday. Very impressed and very surprised as I was not expecting that. But let's check out the rest of the grid and see what happened with Crofty.
Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Perez, Max Verstappen and Gasly, Stroll, Albon, Wang and Daniel Kvyat, Leclerc, Vettel, Carlos Sainz and Magnussen, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon, Matsushita, Latifi, Russell and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid.
So we are actually P9 due to Esteban Ocon having a penalty. I assume he's changed out his engine or something. Wouldn't surprise me as the Renault engines in this have been awful durability wise. So yeah, wouldn't surprise me if that's what that is. Let's quickly look at the pit strategy and then we can go racing. So obviously us getting into Q3 means that we're going to have to start on the tyre we got through on Q2 in. And yeah, so we're going to start on a soft tyre. We're going to try and pit on lap 10 and put the mediums on and hope that we can eke those out to the end of the race. Maybe a little bit tricky, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, let's go racing at the Italian Grand Prix. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, engine revved, and away we go. A great start by us as we're looking to get past Alex Albon on the right there as we're going around the outside of Stroll, nearly on the grass. We can't really send one up the inside like we normally do, so we're going to have to be very careful as Alex has gone for one, and there is carbon fibre everywhere. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but it looks like someone's got some damage and we couldn't really get past Stroll. So somehow we got through unscathed and we are coming under a bit of attack from the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel behind, who, if you missed yesterday's episode, is actually going to retire at the end of this season. And currently we are doing all right as we are still P9. Going into Lesmo 1, not under too much pressure currently. I say that, he is actually all over the back of us now as we go into Lesmo 2. Hopefully we can have a good exit. That's definitely where we're slower, going through the 2 Lesmos. We're not too bad everywhere else on the track, but yeah, we're so slow through there. As we go into the Ascari chicane, obviously not a great place to overtake, and we actually lose a little bit of time there, so we may come under a bit of an attack from behind. But actually, no, we're not. We're gaining on Sir Lancelot Stroll. And we were going to send one up the inside of Parabolica, but that's not really a great idea. Let's hope we can just stick behind him and get a good slipstream all the way down. As actually Alex Albon pits, as we've also run out of ERS. Obviously, we've got it back now as we start a new lap. But yes, so Alex Albon obviously had a bit of damage. As Stroll is coming up the inside of Verstappen there. Is he going to make that work? It's going to be very tight. Oh, as we nearly went into the back of Stroll there. And yeah, he's made that work. Let's quickly have a look at what happened with Alex Albon. So here we are. He's just going to... Oh, he sped up. That was weird. He sped up going into the corner and just went straight into the back of Perez, I believe, and lost his front wing. Very weird. Yeah, you can see him flying into the rear tyre of Perez there. And it was all a bit bumper cars, you could say. So yeah, a bit strange. Anyway, going through Lesmo 2, still on lap 2, and Seb is going to look up the inside on Lesmo 2, sorry, Lesmo 1 before, that's Lesmo 2. And yeah, Vettel's got past. We are going to have, I was going to say we're going to have DRS, we don't, but we are gaining a lot because we're using our ERS. And we're going to get past him before we go into the Ascari chicane. So back up to P8 for us. And yeah, not too bad, although he has got a great exit of Ascari. And... yeah, the Tifosi is going to want him to get past us very quickly here as we're holding them up. And into Parabolica, he's actually going to make a move. What a move by Vettel there. That's not normally a place to overtake because we went a little bit wide. We are going to have DRS this time. No, we're not. Still no DRS. I don't know why I keep thinking we have DRS. We don't. We're going to try and go around the outside. This isn't going to be a great idea as that Ferrari is obviously much quicker than us. And yeah, he's positioned the car well, and that's actually made us go quite slow. And now we're under attack from Leclerc, who's also got through. So both Ferraris got through there, and that's not very good for us. See if we can get a bit of a slipstream going into the second chicane. And he's positioned that car very well. There's no way we can get past that as we try not to go into the back of him. Slight tap on the rear. Cheeky. And into Lesmo 1, we are now coming under a bit of pressure from Kvyat. So those Ferraris are rapid. Obviously, we knew that. As Kvyat's looking up the inside of Lesmo 2, that's not really a great place to look. Has he made it work? Well, he's alongside us. We've got DRS. I assume he will too, but I'm not actually sure. As we are alongside going into the Ascari chicane, and we've got the inside line, and that is us back in front of him. So currently still P10, although he is going to have a very good exit as we had to go narrow, and we are coming under massive attack from not only Kvyat but also Magnussen. Up the inside of Parabolical we go. He will get the switch back, so he'll be quicker on the straight, but currently we're still back into P10. This is all a bit mental. I'm going to lose my voice soon. As we come on to lap 4 now, so we are back to, well, where we actually qualified yesterday, as Kvyat is looking up the inside. Is he going to send one? He backed off a little bit. We give him plenty of room, and he's actually come under a bit of attack from Zach Grosjean behind. So it's actually giving us a little bit of breathing room as we jump to the end of lap 4 now, as we go very wide in Parabolica. So it's going to give Kvyat a bit of, well, another opportunity to come back at us, as he is again. He is going to have DRS this time. As you can see, he's got it wide open there, and he's going to go sailing around the inside. Are we going to dive straight back up the inside? No, we're going to let him have it as he locks up the brake, goes in a little bit deep. He doesn't actually. He managed to save that very well, but he did lock up, as we are going to use a lot of urge trying to get back past. We've got a great slipstream on him. Hopefully we can, well, we're going to go around the outside. This is going to be brave. We're going to have to be later on the brakes. Give him plenty of room. No contact. Whew. That was a move. So back up to P10. He definitely gave us a lot of space. He's going to look up the inside of Lesmo 1. Oh, he's right there. Into Lesmo 2. God, what a battle this is. We're a little bit slow out there, so he might get a good run, and he'll have DRS. As we go under, well, just about to go under the bridge now. And that's the old circuit above us as we go into Ascari. And he's actually come under a bit of attack from Grosjean there, so those two are battling, and that has actually given us some breathing room. Whew, I can catch my breath a little bit. So actually, the cars behind didn't actually catch up to us, so we didn't really catch up to the car ahead, which is now Stroll, so we're kind of in a weird no man's land on lap 9. So yeah, can't complain, still in the points, so everything's still to play for. And on to the end of lap 10, we actually come into the pits for our one and only stop. So we were P10. So technically, as long as we keep this current pace, we could possibly get at least a point, if not more. As we come in, putting the mediums on, and that's a 2.5 second stop. So not too bad, not the best we've done, but not too bad. And we come out behind Stroll. And obviously that's Ocon behind, so yeah, we haven't gained anything, but we haven't lost anything, so yeah, not bad. And later on the same lap, we are coming towards the underneath of the old track, and that is Kevin Magnussen out of the session, and there is a VSC as well, so something bad has happened to cause the virtual safety car. I'm sure we're going to have a look in a minute. Yeah, let's go and have a look now actually, what happened. So here is Magnussen going through Ascari. That seems fine. Oh, he clipped the inside. Oh, wow, that is a big one. He's proper dropped that. Let's have a look on board him here. So he clipped the curb there. That's unsettled it, and he's just overcorrected, and he's lost his front left tyre there. And here we are on board Giovinazzi. Yeah, look at him go. He's squirreling. Oh, he was close. That's twice. Giovinazzi's done great evasive manoeuvres. Go on, Gio. Nutter. And yeah, so the VSC ended rather quickly, which was useful for us, because I did think, oh no, we're going to lose so much time because it's at the pit stop time. So I thought we were going to lose a lot of time, but actually it didn't affect us too much, as you can see on the next lap, we're going past the pit lane and we're back up to P10. So that worked out well for us actually, as that could have gone very badly. And as you can see, Esteban Ocon is all over the back of us, as he's absolutely flying on those medium tyres, but hopefully we can catch up to Lance Stroll ahead of us, who's actually on the slower, harder tyre. And speaking of that, we are actually doing our personal best lap currently on this lap, lap 13, and we are, well, within a second of Stroll ahead, so we will get DRS. So starting to reel that pink Mercedes in, as Ocon is still right behind us. He's not going to look up the inside this time, as we are gaining on Stroll through that first chicane. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Again, Ocon's still pretty close, so we do need to be careful here. So this is going to be a bit of a three-way battle, really. As we come up to the second chicane. And, oh, we cheesed that a little bit. I'm not sure why we took that so sharp, but that means Esteban's a little bit closer to us as we go through Lesmo, and we're not very quick through here. So this could be a bad time for us. As we go through Lesmo 2, we've gone a little bit wide. See, I don't like Lesmo 2. And that has brought Ocon right beside us, and he's got DRS, and he's just going to sail past us. There's not much we can do about that. And into Ascari we go. He's locked up a little bit. Oh, rather annoyingly. He's positioned that car well, and we couldn't go around the outside there as we would have. It just isn't going to work. So we've lost quite a bit of time. So we've lost about half a second. And onto lap 15. And you can see Ocon is absolutely flying. He's making a move on Stroll ahead of us. And they are super slow as they are battling, which brings us into the battle now, which is good. As Stroll's actually got better traction in Ocon, so he's taking the place back. Oh, this is all great news for us, as we're just going to sail right up to the back of them, and hopefully we can get one of them, if not both of them. As Ocon's going to look up the inside, no he's not. Stroll's gone defensive, and that's great news for us as they're going to be slow, so we're caught right back up to the back of both of them. As we're going to Lesmo 1, again, we seem to be very slow through here. Not fully sure why, I just don't think the car's quick enough really. That pink Mercedes and the Renault seem to be much quicker than us, and look, they've already pulled out a gap, so although we got DRS, that isn't going to work, as we actually jump to a lap later, and Stroll has actually lost a place to Ocon, as we have a big moment coming out of Ascari, and Lewis Hamilton is out of the race. So a title contender is out of the race. Let's have a look at what happened. And that is him just going slow. There's no smoke or anything, so I don't think that's an engine failure, but it's definitely something gone wrong as he just pulls over to the track. So yeah, not sure about that. Let's have a quick listen. Yeah, that's weird. Something's just, it's not gone bang, something's just failed. He's almost just coasting to a stop. So very strange. As we are still behind Lance Stroll, obviously we gained the place that Hamilton dropped, so we are currently P10, so we're in the points as we come right up to the back of him in Parabolica. Obviously going to be a bit slower there, had a bit of a moment, so we might not be able to do it this lap, but we are so close to Lance Stroll as we are going to get DRS, and actually we are absolutely flying, giving it everything we've got. We're going to go around the inside of Lance Stroll, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is P9 for us. Nicely done there. And now what we're going to try and do is chase down Ocon, although he is flying on those new medium tyres. And a couple of laps later, onto lap 22 now, obviously Ocon is kind of just easing that distance, the gap between us. So he's currently 2 seconds ahead, and Stroll is being caught by Carlos Sainz behind him, as we have a bit of a moment in Lesmo 1. Car really struggling with these, and we've gone way too wide in Lesmo 2. That's going to bring both of them all over the back of us, as we have to use a lot of urge just to try and maintain the gap. But look at that, 0.4 of a second is Lance Stroll behind us now. Going into Ascari, so the tyres are definitely starting to go off towards the end of the race, which is what we knew was going to happen, as we run it a little bit wide there. So the tyres are definitely starting to go, as Lance Stroll's hard tyres are going to be holding on. So we are going to come under a massive attack in the next lap or two, or even the next couple of corners possibly, as we go through Parabolica. That's not too bad, but obviously he's very close, only a couple of tenths away, and he's going to have DRS, as Sainz is right there as well, who's also going to have DRS. So we're going to be a bit of a sit and duck here. This is going to go 3 wide. We take the inside, trying to go defensive. Sainz is already passed, and we've missed our braking point. We've gone sailing past, and that is not good news for us, as we try not to hit either of them. Can we get past Stroll? No, we can't. So we have lost 2 places in 1 corner. Great. So missed our braking point. We'll be able to gain on Stroll here. No, we're way too far back. So the tyres are going off, and missed the braking point, and we lost 2 places in 1 corner. And yeah, look, we're just dropping back. We're going through the slower Lesmos now, and yeah, we're not going to get anywhere near them, as that is pretty much all that happened. The rest of the race was, we just didn't get anywhere near Stroll and Sainz. As you can see, they're 2 seconds ahead, and luckily, we didn't lose any more positions, as Kvyat only stayed about 5 seconds behind us. So yeah, as you can see there, we've got a tyre warning, so the tyres just dropped off at the end. The tyre wear was so high, and we come home P11. A great result, but it could have been so much more. As Esteban Ocon did have a great race, and rightly so, got driver of the day. Valtteri Bottas wins yet another Grand Prix, and that is one of the most interesting podiums of the season so far. So Bottas wins, extending his lead even further, and that is Sergio Perez P2, and I believe Pierre Gasly P3. What a result for the AlphaTauri team. So there we have it, confirmation. So Bottas from Perez from Gasly, what a podium that is. And Bottas also got the fastest lap point. So he would have gained 26 points on Lewis Hamilton, which is huge for the title races. There's only 2 races to go. So Bottas is in a great position to get his first Drivers' World title. Vettel had a great race from 12th up to 4th. Max stayed 5th, so yeah, I think he's not going to be great in position for the driver's title. Leclerc also a great result, P6. Ocon, fantastic, gained 10 positions to 8th. Sainz had a good one, and then yeah, we came 11th, just couldn't hold on to that 10th position in the end. So looking at the lower half of the grid, Romain Grosjean, our rival, finished 14th, which is good news for us. Lando got up to 15th. Alex Albon, due to losing his front wing, finished 16th, so a terrible result for Albon. Nobuharu finished 18th, a decent result, but seeing how quick I was in the car, he probably could have done a bit better than that. And obviously Lewis, terrible weekend for that, massive result against him, and K-Mag had a big accident as well, so yeah, pretty interesting. Looking at the driver's standings, so Bottas has a 34-point lead over Lewis with 2 races to go, so he could in theory wrap it up at the next race at Japan, and yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of driver standings. Looking at the Constructors, and Mercedes have actually wrapped up the Constructors already with 2 races to go. So they are Constructors champions, and unfortunately we moved down to 8th as McLaren had a good weekend with Carlos Sainz. Looking at the rivalry breakdown between us and Grosjean, we got 4 points to his 2, and that means we have got a whopping 7-point lead in the rivalry. So that's pretty much done and dusted for us. So yeah, great news. Alright, so that's going to wrap this one up. Slightly disappointing. I think we possibly could have got points, but hey, a P11 is a great result for the 2nd worst car on the grid. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Alrighty then, I've been Jumbo, and I'll see you in the next one.